I think Eddie, Amanda's watching me. Once we got past 5th grade, when you guys will say to me, when are we ever going to use this in real life? And to be fair, everything you need for real life it really stopped at about 5th or 6th grade, right? Decimals, fractions, whole numbers. You know, you can make tip, you can pay your taxes. You know, 5th grade is it. But we learn more stuff. So here's what I'm telling you. I'm about to show you something. Joe, you have to not talk while I'm talking.
I'm not talking.
Okay, you just didn't he look like he was talking? Okay.
I was shaking my head.
Okay, so the deal is this. Sometimes I teach you stuff that you're going to use. Sometimes I teach you stuff that you might use in college. And sometimes I teach you something you're just happy someone uses, even if it's not you. So I'm going to teach you this weird thing today, and it is weird. But here's what. It turns out if they didn't have this weird thing, cell phone technology would not be possible, right? That the mathematics involved in the circuitry of cell phones will not work without our new friend called the imaginary number, right? So truthfully, will you ever use it the rest of your life? Probably not. Are you happy someone did? If you're like me and you love phony, then yes you do, right? So here's what. Back about 400 years ago, for like 1,000 years, when we had a negative in a square root, our answer was, you can't do it. And here's why. A square root says, give me two numbers that if you times them by each other, Sawyer, I really need you to not race ahead, okay? Thank you so much. So if you have two numbers that multiply to be, two numbers that will multiply to be 25, right? And normally you would say, okay, if it's just normally 25, two numbers that make 25, you would say, oh, that's 5 times 5, right? Yay. But when we get to negative 25, kids will say, oh, that's easy. That's negative 5 times negative 5. But what is negative 5 times negative 5?
25.
It's positive 25.
So it
The
has-
deal is, there are no two exactly the same numbers that would make 25. One would be positive, one would be negative, but square root says the rule is they must be twins. That's the rule. So what they decided about 400 years ago was, what if we faked it? And then we could keep doing the math even though we're faking it. We don't write no solution, we just fake it. That's what we're doing today. I'm teaching you what they did to fake it. And it turns out it actually works. And this is what they did. You don't have to write this, you just kind of have to watch. What they said is, hey, what if we did this? What if we took this guy and split it up into 25 times negative 1? That seems fair, right? That's not cheating. And then they said, well, what if we did this? 25.
Who's they?
A mathematician, I think it was a guy named Euler. His name was Euler, and he lived in the 17th century. So then he did this, and then he said, I know what the square root of 25 is. That's 5. And what if I make up a new name for that guy? And I decide I'm just going to call him a new name, and we're just going to keep on going with the math, because I'm making some weird stuff up. And he told this guy, he called him I. And he said, that would be it. So, you're not going to hate it, because you know, Mrs. Tarantino, I switch it into a weird thing. So here's what I want you to think about. From here on out, I want you to think that in jail, this would probably be true, there are ghosts. That there are ghosts, little negative ghosts floating around jail. But ghosts have no real body. So when you leave jail, the ghosts float out with you. And they float out and they look like that, right? So in other words, whenever I have a negative in the square root, I don't like ghosts in jail. I say, dude, float out. And he's like, okay. And he floats away. And that is all there is to it. It's going to be exactly the same thing we've been doing, but When we don't say now no solution or not possible, we say, oh, it's got a little ghost, and he floats out. See, Kate, I got you covered, girl. Okay, so let's try 4 on our back sheet, and then you can do your homework. So try these 4. I know, just these 4, and then I'll leave you alone. On the back, just turn it over. Slide it over. Okay, everybody ready?
See.
So, this is exactly what we've been doing last night, except normally we would say not possible. But now we're going to say, oh, I have a trick. I'm going to first start out, for me, I first do the ghost. I say to myself, well, because it's Halloween, it works out so perfect. First, I'm going to float out my ghost. So when I'm doing this problem, I do that before I even start. Then I don't have to worry about it. And then it's just a regular problem. And so now I'm going to go ahead and split 45 up. I'm going to do 9 times 5. And then I'm going to split 9 up into 3 and 3. I'm looking for twins. There's a set of twins. The 3 comes out and he's being haunted by the eye. And the 5 stays inside. And that is literally all there is to it, right? Just remember, you float out the eye. Yep, that's it. And that eye is not nothing. It means negative, a square root of -1.
Only for the negatives.
Only for a negative inside. Inside, yes. Oh, interesting question. So people think it looks like a variable, but you know how pi is a number, right? It's like pi. It's not a variable, it stands for something. It actually stands for square root of -1. We just don't want to keep writing that over and over again. And then next week, we're going to learn how to add i's and subtract i's and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't stand for anything but himself. That's all he ever has to be. Good question. See, you learned something really new. Can you guys try this one? This one is tricky. Try this one. You may. Thanks for asking. There is no sign. Just take it. I just remember.
This is tricky.
You're trying this one. Joe is doing the one on the board instead of picking up weird random pieces of ink off the desk. Not that that isn't impressive, but I did it, you know. So, you know, when Joe becomes like a surgeon, you're going to be like, what made you decide to be a surgeon? Because I was able to pick up random ink off a desk in that class. There's only one trick on this one. Yank out the eye, which sounds disgusting. Pull out your eye. But I like to think of him like a little ghost, and he just floats out and becomes an eye, and he floats along with everybody. It makes me happy. I don't know why. I just do.
Oh shit, that's not right.
He's like a little ghost.
Oh, I just cursed. My bad.
Yes, there he is.
That's
He's a ghost.
really my bad. Yeah.
Would you like to be featured in the video?
I'm good. I don't.
Anyone want to throw me 2 numbers to start with?
To like tighten.
I don't know how to.
Sawyer.
Wait, let me see.
It's probably an
I'm sure you did.
Like that? Oh, I see.
Okay, we're going to be careful on this one. We got a lot of guys who are coming out and they're going to get haunted by little eyes. So be careful. Make sure you've got all your 2s. It's really easy to lose one, but it looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 2s. So remember, pairs come out. 1 comes out, 1 dies. 1 pair comes out, 1 dies. The 5 has nothing. It looks like 22i, but it's not 22. They're all hooking up. It's 4i, and they're still going to be haunted. They all have a little imaginary friend who's following them home. Like in the Haunted Mansion, you know, at the end when the ghost comes home with you. Yeah.
Did you do you had 8 and 10 because I got 10?
Yes, I will absolutely do 8 and 10. I like 8 and 10 better than 4 and 20, same way. 8 and 10, 4 and 2, yeah.
Yeah.
2 and 2,
Yeah.
and 2 and 5.
Yeah.
So let's make sure we got all of our endpoints. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you good? Those are my endpoints. So now we're picking pairs.
Yeah, I got that. Those two make
Yeah, they don't have to be near each other. They just have to be twins. So think of it like your twin is at you. Sometimes your twin is at your table with you. Sometimes he's across the hall. That's okay. You just got to find him.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Say that's, not that it would make sense, but say that was a 5.
That's so weird that
Right
like, our
here.
whole conversation is gonna be on YouTube.
That would, it'd be the same thing.
You would
So
take
don't say anything weird, guys.
Okay.
whatever twins. Talk to me, Cole. No,
We're gonna
no,
get, like,
no,
3
no.
views.
It's I'm gonna make a change, but I'm not doing it now. Let's see. We're gonna do one last one. And here's what I want to tell you. Let's see, am I gonna do this one? No, yeah, we're gonna do this one. Here's where kids get messed up sometimes. Joe, you're doing this last one and then I'm being quiet. So do this last one. Don't let the fact that this dude that's gonna hook up with people, let me go ahead and draw him in there, because you want to see him with his really good, cute short hair. There he is. And there he is. Ooh, he looks so buff. I was gonna try to make him have like abs. Can I make a 6-pack? I can't. All I can do is a little muscle. There it is. There's his little hand. Okay, there he is. He's got a bad attitude, but it has nothing to do with the eye. The eye is just inside. So I'll have kids be like, well, what about the negative on the outside? Is that another eye? No, it's only the ghost that is hiding inside the square root. That's the only thing that messes us up. So we load him out, and he just hangs out before we even start. So go ahead and give this one a try. I'll start you off. Maybe make it into 10 and 12, like that. For those of you who are going ahead and starting the homework, there is one correction. I made these problems up myself. So on number 13, there's a negative. It's negative 20. The answer is a negative. It's a negative.
That's cute.
Negative. Okay, are we ready to take a look at it? You gotta keep it on here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start splitting. 4 and 3, 2 and 5, 2, 2, 3, 2, 5. Man, I got a lot of stuff there. So here's what I have that's gonna come out. I already have this dude waiting, and I already have an eye waiting. I also have a pair of 2s. That one dies. He's gonna come out too. He's gonna hook up with these guys. Hey, -2. Hey, 2. Let's make -4. And the imaginary friend is like, I'm a ghost. I'm coming with you. So he's coming. Now, here's what's weird. These 3 guys are left alone, and they're sad. They wish they could have escaped, but they can't. So they're going to make themselves feel better by turning into a what? A 30, yeah? A 2 times 3 times 5.
Ow.
2 times 3 times 5 stay inside, and we could put them together because they got no twins.
Okay, let me do this.
Okay.
I have to show my
I'm gonna come talk to you. Your homework is on the other side. We're done. Please try a few before you go, okay? That will make me happy. That will make me happy, and you guys can stop taking. Bye, Cubby kids.